As soon as you overcome that, right?
If I can't appreciate now,
if people just did the bare minimum of those four,
creativity's got me everywhere in life.
When it comes to like marketing, I just was like,
So say whatever, alcohol, drugs, whatever you're into. As soon as you overcome that, right? It's almost like it's erased from your timeline completely, from your past and your future. And then watch the fuck out, because everybody who was a little bit down bad from their addiction no longer has that speed bump. And then it's full throttle into their goal. And they end up kicking everybody's ass at any type of competition, where it be business, sports, whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Once the pedal's to the floor, it's like everybody gets mowed down by the person who everyone counted out from the beginning. They're like, oh, they're already addicted to this, they're not going to be in the running. And then boom, blow past them, because now all your focus is on that 200%, not just 50 or 100, you know?
It's because we're always addicts, but it's just a different substance we're chasing now. And like you mentioned, your ADHD, I've used that to my power now, because I self-diagnosed myself probably within this last year. I had to really sit back. It was probably before that. It was actually when I did cocaine, and cocaine started doing the opposite to me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I realized, I'm like, it's like my Ritalin. And then I was like, well, that's not fun anymore, especially without alcohol. So for me, that's where it was. I'm always just hyper-focused, this and this. And then as soon as I have like a caffeine drink, I'm just like, you know, Mikey has to see it every fucking day. So I'm like, I have ADHD. But it's like you said, dude, like when you don't rely on alcohol or know and chase down that week for that Friday night drink or that Saturday night party, it's like you put your mind to other things that you're really interested in. And for me, it's a lot of different things, and it's fucking definitely helped. That's for sure.
What's wild is, so the force of focus, it didn't start to work with tattoo artists at all. I was a creative with hyperactive, like super intense ADHD, and I was just coming through my addiction, and I wanted to use it as documentation through my process. I called it the force of focus because I made my ADHD a superpower. I could, instead of processing 1 million thoughts a day, I would just do 100 thoughts an hour. And I would shorten my time blocks. The minute I started feeling myself get distracted, I'd move into the next task immediately. So I called it the force of focus because of my ADHD and my overcoming my addiction. The tattooing aspect of things was just a natural byproduct because I had done it for so long.
Yeah. And also, because our brains do work a lot more rapidly than everybody else, there's this study with like quantum physics and how the human brain works, right? If you focus on something for longer than 17 seconds, it starts manifesting in your current reality. So it's hard for us to hold on to that because we're like, boom, 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 boom. We got 80 things cranking, you know what I mean? But I've learned if you slow down just a tiny bit, I am like a caffeine addict. If I don't have it, I'm going to start feeling all crazy, right? So like you said, with like the energy drink, it's like, that's like standard procedure for us. But if you slow yourself down a little bit and hold on to that thought for 17 seconds, then it's going to be a tangible item in the next, like, I don't even know, couple days, couple weeks, couple months, you know, and you could make it a real thing. And that goes back to the recipe thing.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, if I can't appreciate now and be present and give what demands the best of me for today that aligns with who I want to become, I won't be able to enjoy when I get there in the future. Like if I can't enjoy the present now, I'm not going to enjoy it then. So I really try to give as much presence to today as I can. I don't know how long I got, man. You know, that's what really kicked all Not Dead Yet off, was my dad dying. He died in 2014, pancreatic cancer, 11 months. And I just remember him saying it wasn't the plan. You know, we got out of school. He and mom were going to get to start traveling. And look, he didn't do a ton of favors to himself, taking care of himself or any of these type of things. And the point is, you don't know how long you got. Mm-hmm. What I do know is the ride has an end. And I don't know what happens after that. I didn't exist for most of the time that things have been around, and I won't exist again for the most of the time that things are around. I got like fucking 80 years to exist, dude. That's it. I live in the greatest time in human history. I get to pursue my fucking dreams. I'm one of the only humans in the history of humans to live in this time of abundance. Plus being born in America. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Talk about a fucking luck of the dice roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, America's inability to recognize that abundance that we're in will continue us to keep trying to dice ourselves up into individual identities that need to be recognized until the point that there isn't anything left of a whole.
Mm-hmm.
We're all the same. And so with my dad dying, like, it just turned the lights on for me about I'm so much more interested in the life that I haven't lived yet than I am anything I've done. Like, I have X number of fucking hugs with my wife left. I have X number of days to chase my dreams. I have X number of days to see amazing things, places to go. I have X number of good times with my best friends. I don't know what that number is, but there's one less every day.
I got to put that on the whiteboard. Holy shit.
Dude, and for my goal at the end of this ride, I don't want to ask for more time. That's what I want to be able to do.
That's great. And I think a lot of us, that's what we really want. But a lot of us don't, how do I say this? They don't look at it that way. They don't go after it that way. They don't wake up every day wanting that same. They'll say it. It'll come across from, they'll lose a friend or a loved one. It'll be in their mind for the next couple weeks, but then it vanishes.
Dude, I've got notebooks and notebooks filled with, I write it every fucking morning to myself.
Yeah. It's one thing I've probably never
keep it
done.
programmed.
Yeah, that's probably the one thing I've never done is journaled. I've preached it.
Dude,
I've got the morning routine, but I've never went pen to paper and journaled mornings. I've done the, like, the 10 pages or, put up the quote of my storyline kind of thing. But as far as just writing, one, I got horrible handwriting. That's not an excuse.
So
but
what?
Two, I'm
not writing it for consumption.
Sure.
I'm writing it to rewire my thoughts.
That's actually a really good way to approach that, because I think that's a big issue. Is you're right. It's not about going back and rereading it. You're not trying to write a book to publish. You're just trying to get the thoughts out so they don't loom and navigate your patterns.
Dude, creativity's got me everywhere in life, right? Like when I was younger and I started thinking about creativity, it was very easy to say like, oh, I like to draw, I like to paint, I like to sew clothes. Like that was creativity, right?
Yeah.
And, one of the really cool things about growing up is I didn't have resources. And looking back now, it's like I had the obvious creativity, which was, drawing on furniture and like decorating my room.
Yeah.
Like you could look at that and say creative. But, growing up in the woods, it's like I had to be creative to build a treehouse. Like I didn't have the proper supplies, like I didn't have nails or whatever. So it was like building a treehouse. I had to be really creative. And anything in my life, it was so obvious from a young age that like, if I want a really nice car, I've always wanted 911s my whole life. And if I want a 911, I have to use the same creativity that I do in artwork. So if I'm trying to, make a shadow, right? Like you're trying to make something look three-dimensional. It's a simple combination of like, what does the shadow look like and how is it separated to actually look round or look like it's standing up or whatever. And as an artist, you have to figure that out. You have to figure out like, how do I take this shadow and use this pencil to make it look like this? And for some reason, in my mid 20s, it clicked and it was like, well, if I'm going to build my life the same way, right? Like I have to figure out how to make that shadow. I need to figure out how to make something. And then that turned into marketing and storytelling. And then, getting creative to make products work or source products or, make entertaining YouTube videos or everything. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, the entire world responds to my creativity and drive. And all of a sudden things just started clicking.
When it comes to like marketing, I just was like, what do I like? First off, like you got to be comfortable with yourself. If the thing that your brand that you're marketing is yourself, you know what I mean? Because you could see through fake people. I could see through fake people. Like I give fake people a benefit of a doubt for a little bit, but I could see through them fucking right away. And it's like, if you're just playing something that's not yourself, like quit playing, dude. Like you could fool people for a certain amount of time, but eventually those people, jump to different trends all the time. And every time you jump to a trend, it's not going to be a fucking stepping stone up. Sometimes that trend that you're going to go to is going to be like alienating people. You know what I mean? And like also like you might lose like a lot of the following instead of gain. And then eventually you're lost. And then you're just trying to pick up pieces like, okay, well, what's cool right now? What is trending? What is something that is getting people's attention? And you just start going for that and you just start playing like an actor. You know what I mean? And I felt like what I learned with my music was we stayed true and the same. We didn't change every fucking record and try to start something new. We were comfortable with what we were. And we felt that just moving forward that way, that's what was going to keep it unique. But also like I keep saying true, what was true. So like when it came to like the gym business and creating a culture within this, it was just, okay, like this is me. This is like what I can offer and I'm comfortable with it. And this is my vibe. Yeah. This is what I'm going to sell. Yeah. And if people don't, gravitate to it, okay, cool. But I wasn't going to change anything after that. Yeah. It would have been like, I was going to make it being myself and just staying true to like fans and just, friends and stuff like that. And if it was going to work, it was going to work. You know what I mean? But you also got to have that dog mentality. Yeah. Like failure is not a fucking option. You got to fucking
no plan B. No plan B, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, I truly felt if I just kept working and moving forward, it's like, so like Rocky Balboa of me, like, you know what I mean? Like get hit, move forward. But it was that like, I'm not fucking failing. If I'm going to put myself out there and open myself up to like a lot of things, it's going to fucking work. You know what I mean?
Injecting
people just
ourselves
realize
and
if
stuff.
it was that easy to people, those 4 fucking things right there, if people just did the bare minimum of those 4, God, their life would be so dramatically different.
That's what I'm preaching. I'm like, stop trying to do the crazy shit. It's so basic.
You should do like a free ebook on those 4 things.
Just go to sleep. It's just the sleep. People kill me with the sleep thing. I'm like, if you could you'd have more energy if you'd sleep.
It couldn't be more true when you see the meme as like when we were kids, we used to think naps were punishment. And now as adults, it's like we wish for them. It's like
100%.
It couldn't be more honest there. But
now in my defense, hold on. All right. Because I perform really well at approximately 4 hours of sleep a night, as long as I'm drinking caffeinated water-based beverages.
Tell Taylor how many ghosts you have a day.
It's not relevant. They're all water-based beverages.
Tell her, Michael, how many you have.
The first ingredient is water. So it's a water beverage. I function
looser shit. I know.
And I function adequately.
Have you ever seen how well you function with sleep and less caffeine?
I don't have the time. I'm way too hopped up on caffeine and no sleep.
A fucking heyday with this guy.
You know what though?
That's my
okay, here's the fucked up part. Because I do get clients sometimes, and they're well into their like 60s, and I get them, and they're caffeine, and they don't really sleep a lot, and they're great. They have their blood work is great. Their energy is great. They don't sleep as much as I think they should. Their joints feel good. They're lifting. I'm like,
fuck those guys.
I can't say anything if everything's functioning correctly. So there are some people.
See, and I'll say, I think I'm a pretty fucking great coach, not only because I've had a lot of experience, but because I've been that dude. I've been that dude that is eating perfect, that has did the CrossFit, that has done the things, but then like my ART and AST is fucked up. My fucking this, I've got a beer belly and I don't even drink alcohol. So like I've always had to like experiment and fight and go that extra distance to not only learn for myself, but then to preach it to clients when something comes up. But yeah, fuck those guys with the perfect things, dude. It's fucked up.
No joy.
Did you just call me the perfect things? Am I the perfect things?
You haven't gotten your blood work, so I'm worried about you.
It's fine. It's pumping.
My
hemoglobin's under 50. That I'm certain of.
He has 0 blood work.
But I've got.
Let's do that first.
That's what.
Let's go. You go get your blood work, and you bring it back to the next episode, and let's look at it.
Ooh.
Let's break down your blood work.
Challenge accepted.
I'm gonna say though, it comes back perfect, and then I can't see.
I'm going to be fucking pissed. I'll tell you that much.
He's like healthier than us. I'm like, sick.
We're on our Zoom. It's like his 8 p.m. and he's just slamming a ghost. And here I am like, fuck.
I've been up since 3:15. Cut me some fucking slack here, Jake.
We've got 2 skate decks and art pieces and this, right? I've got fucking creative clients and fitness clients and house projects and sports with the kids and all these things. And here's why, and this is I hope to God that like someday everyone on the planet sees this podcast for what I'm about to say, because it's a very, very bold statement. But this is why creatives will eventually run everything, is because the reason we do all of that at once is because everything triggers an idea in the other thing that you're doing. And then that thing will trigger an idea in the other thing that you're doing. And then that thing will trigger an idea in this thing that you're doing. And collectively, you create masterpieces simultaneously, nonstop, because you are enamored with everything at once.
Yeah.
Like being able to do that in a controlled environment, it's unstoppable. You can do literally anything, solve any fucking problem and have a solution and an idea for literally anything. It's crazy.
Do you know what I love about working with you and Jake the most?
No, but I like to hear it.
We're psychopath creatives, but we're also husbands and fathers, and we're probably the most playful dads, the most attentive and present partners, and we also so happen to do a million things all at the same time. But the way I create is the way I parent. You know what I mean? If you try to if you try to give my 2.5-year-old too many rules and regulations, you're taking away his ability to be a feral creative, and that will not fly.
It's not happening. Yeah.
Like, I love his feralness because it's like, well, he's on his path to pure madness, and I love this. And it's probably destructive to plan for it, but I know the outcome.
But there's like, it's so hard with that specifically, because I've found myself, I know you have now too, I find myself like, I use the word, I hate the word scold, but I'll discipline my boy, right? I'll like discipline Roman. He'll do something shitty. Or here's his latest one. Like he'll like literally tell me like, no, I don't want to. But not like as an asshole, not like as a little dickhead, just like, no, I don't want to. And like every ounce of me wants to be like, I fucking told you to. But then there's that other part of me that goes, oh shit, that's probably what I'd say too. So we'll call it a draw for now. We're just gonna go our separate ways. But it's the same exact thing, because I do that same shit with the kids where you catch yourself being like, no, I didn't. How dare I? I would never teach that.
Yep. I know Mav is 2.5, so he's a little bit more moldable, but he'll do the same thing. He's like, I don't wanna. Like, neither do I, bud. Let's go. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're still doing it. It doesn't matter that you don't want to. Like, and but we do it together, you know? I've been building frames for our cold plunges at home when I have some downtime. And I cut all the wood and I leave it in a pile. I leave it in a pile for when my son is when we have a little bit of time, and he will help me carry each board to its rightful location. And he will help me stack them in almost a Lincoln log format for no other reason other than I'm teaching him how to stack things properly. Yeah. And he's like, I don't want it. The football's right fucking there, minus the same verbiage. And it's like, I get it, man. We got that many more to go. And
like football.
Yeah. But it's controlled chaos with intention while still allowing us to be feral, because now he'll pick one up when I have no reason to be doing that particular project. And he's like, we have work to do. You know what I mean?
And I think the big part of that is being scared, right?
Yeah.
And I think if you're a really good artist, like, you're almost scared of your work because you know it's never going to be good enough, right? And like hiring videographers or photographers or anything like that, like I can always tell if someone's a true artist, because if someone shows up and they're like, I have the dopest photos ever, or I have the best video ever, and I can't improve at all, it's like, no, you're not a real artist, because you should be able to look at everything you've ever created and been like, damn, I can be better than that, right? And I think along with that comes a fear that it's like, well, I don't want to take on that project because it's actually going to test my skill set, and what if I fail? And I think the other big secret is having the confidence in being a creative that you can do the project, and then also having the confidence in being a creative that when it all falls apart, I can also figure it out. right? And there needs to be creativity and failure. There needs to be knowing that, like, maybe you're not going to make the best painting in the world, right? Maybe it's going to suck and no one's going to care about it. But on the other side of that, I'm going to use the same creativity to figure out how to save it and move on to the next project. And I think that's a lot of what the creatives miss, because they just get stuck at the being scared, you know, of no one's going to like this. I'm going to make this video or make this painting or make this piece of apparel or do whatever, and everyone's going to hate it. And it's like, yeah, probably. So after that, let's have that confidence that you still have that creativity that you made that painting with to solve that problem. And that's why I think I have such like a lust for life and like excitement about me, is because I know that my superpower of creativity can get me out of anything. It really can.
Well, I mean, I think the crazy thing is, and I have this conversation with stupid amounts of artists all the time. Like, I think to truly have like a lust for life and a love for life, you have to be insane now. You know, because most people get like, they're not afraid of what can happen in the future. They're afraid of just how to get through right the fuck now. And you have to be out of your mind to just love life, win, lose, or draw, and to just like sense the storm and just pound through it, while every other animal is like seeking shelter, waiting for it to pass.
Yeah, you really do. And a lot of that, again, the duality of things, right? Majority of my confidence is built on the backside, right? Like, let's keep the creativity and the magic on the front side, but like, it's my consistent habits. It's showing up. It's knowing that, like, you know, every single Sunday, my wife and I have that conversation, and like, that's what holds our relationship together. Knowing that as long as I show up and I give everyone really good direction and I keep my intensity as a CEO, like, the business is going to keep working. And as long as I keep, you know, learning, it's like all these hard skills over here that I've done now for 16 years, that's what supports me making the crazy decisions in the creativity world. I mean, right before this, we were having a discussion about this coffee shop, right? And we're looking to build a coffee shop. We pushed pause on it for a second. We just got the quote back that essentially, without paving and blah, 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 it's going to cost us about $2 million, right? So I look at that and I'm like, damn, dude, do I really need to take on another $2 million project that, like, we don't really have the $2 million right now to pay? So it would be we'd have to finance it, and then it's a payment looking towards my future. And we just broke down the numbers, and it was like, okay, cool. We're going to be at around $20,000 a month that we'll need to finance.
Yeah.
Right. So me looking at my future saying, okay, $20,000 a month to pay this thing off that I build. Do I have faith that the future Rob Bailey, 6 months from now, a year from now, is still going to have it to make that $20,000 a month? So I look back at, you know, my pedigree of, like, yeah, I show up every fucking day and I figure it out, and I've done it for 16 to 20 years now. I've done it in my marriage. I've done it in fitness. I've done it with my family. I've done it with friendships and relationship problems that I've worked through, right? So all that good work there is giving me confidence that, like, yeah, a year from now, dude, I'll fucking figure it out. So now I can take that massive, massive risk over here to build a $2 million coffee shop out front, because for the last 20 years, like, yeah, I know I fucking show up. Like, so if I've showed up for 20 years, of course I'm going to show up next year.
Yeah.
And I think that all of a sudden stress starts lowering, right? And that confidence in yourself by the work that you do through personal development, by constantly showing up, helps you make those really scary creative decisions.
Where would somebody start with their
And they're just starting.
Yeah.
So what I can tell you not to do not waste your money on sculpt class. And I would not waste your money on an online app, because apps are great. It's so hard to learn from online. And I know that it seems so much easier, but unless you're going to really take the time to watch YouTube videos and learn all of your patterns of squatting properly, hinging properly, pressing properly, you're not going to get out of that app. You're not really going to get anything out of it. If people can afford it and they can find a good coach, 2 times a week or even 1 time a week, personal training, just investing that money for 6 months will change your life, because then you can successfully go to an app and know how to do it properly. I think so many people want to skip that step and just hop on an app, and then they just don't see results because they're not executing it properly. But it's also really hard to find coaches that are worth a shit to invest in. So I get that. And I know people get scared, but most CrossFit coaches are better than most, because we do have to be pretty educated to coach snatch, cleans, and all that stuff. So I would start, if you have the money, I would invest in one-on-one coaching, or even find a girlfriend, and maybe the session will be cheaper for the both of y'all, and do that.
I was just saying small group training.
I think that would change.
Small group training usually, plus you got the accountability buddy.
Yes. Like one-on-one, it's expensive up front, but it's not forever, can absolutely change the rest of your life if it's good one-on-one coaching.
That's perfect. Now, what about
and then nutrition that's just, you can find everything that you need online, to be honest. ChatGPT is not the worst for nutrition.
It's pretty fucking good.
Sorry to all the nutrition coaches out there.
It's pretty
But
fucking good.
if you're just starting and you type in all your stats and what you're doing, what pops out is usually pretty accurate.
It is. It's scary good.
It's just the discipline.
So now what about as far as career? Like, let's say somebody's like, dude, this chick's a badass. Like, I want to be just like her. I want to fucking help people. I want to run a gym. Like, where would you tell them in their career? Like, what's the first thing they need to do? Is that a certification? Is that mentorship?
Man, that's so hard.
It's a hard one, dude. But
it's hard because
there's a lot of them.
The online space is so different than when we all got into it at first. If I had to start from scratch today, I don't even know if I would try to do the online. It'd be so hard. I would say to not spend your money on certifications rather than courses. I think weekend courses, I think you get a lot more out of weekend courses than you do like certifications, unless what you're wanting to do requires you to have a certification. I still do weekend courses with coaches that I adore and like a lot, and I'm still learning. Get as much experience as possible. I know people bash on group training, but I think I learned the most doing group fitness than I have anywhere, because you have 15 different avatars in front of you, and you have to figure out how to get all 15 a really good workout that day. And I think I've learned so much with what people need through a group setting and a personal setting by doing group fitness. Because it's not, and it has to be the group fitness where like the coach has to write the workout and plan the workout and structure the workout, and it has to have some sort of strength. It can't just be like a HIIT class. But that's where I learned the most. So if they can find a gym where they can be coaching one-on-one and doing group fitness, is where I learned the most.
I love that you said that, because again, working with so many online coaches and mentoring them and helping them, I've given that advice to so many people. I'm like, go where you can get uncomfortable as a coach, to have multiple people in front of you that you can just have your eyeballs on to correct form and make sure your attention. Plus then it gets their confidence up to be able to speak on camera, to be able to have the knowledge to spit out on camera what the fuck you're talking about. When you're able to speak to, let's say, a class of 15 people, you're yelling, you're screaming, you're motivating, you're keeping the rhythm, you're getting everyone fucking hyped up. And that same attitude will portray online as like, instead of just being like hey guys, today I'm gonna give you 3 tips, man. This is what I do to stay fit 365. It's like, no, motherfucker, like, hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm gonna teach you exactly what I do to, you know what I mean? It gives you that that vibe. So no, I'm so fucking glad you said that.
Good job.
No, I agree. And I think too many people bash group fitness, but there's a lot of that comes as from a coaching standpoint of really good group fitness. And I think there is an acquired skill to be able to coach 20 people, get them a good workout, coach cues. And like, again, you have 15 different people. Hey, like, I don't know how to squat to depth. And so you have to work on that. And they're like, hey, my shoulder hurts. So then you've got to figure out how, and like, where else can you get that type in 1 hour, get that type of one-on-one, like hands-on?
And that's
So one of the big areas that I focus on for me that's helped change my mind a lot is just around gratitude and abundance. And these are terms that couldn't be thrown around any more haphazardly currently. So what do I think on them? I practice gratitude the same way I practice throwing. The same way when I write every morning in my journal, I'm practicing. Like I'm practicing becoming this version of me. And so with abundance and gratitude and being able to see the world how I choose to see it, I think existential crisis is something that we deal with a lot. I think midlife crisis, all these type of things that we see in men when it comes to reformulating identity, of realizing who I thought I was supposed to be is not who I want to be. Having the ability to have existential crisis means things are going pretty goddamn good.
Elaborate on that.
I don't have to go hunt food tonight. I get to think about how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not needing to go chop firewood today. Like, you only have existential crisis once things are going pretty well. Food, water, shelter has to be sorted. Like, the fact that you have time to even wonder about self-actualization means you're out of the real fucking darkness that is being a creature on this planet.
So how do you handle people who just refuse to either leave the darkness or accept the fact that their comfort zone doesn't need to be the darkness anymore, because they actually have, as you had said, like proof of concept that you have what it takes to move closer into the light or more into a more valuable potential self?
Are they asking for help or not?
I think that in itself is a different question. I think everyone's asking for help, but are they willing to do
No,
what's
they're not.
required?
No,
No, they're not.
no.
People that are asking for really, who actually want help, are ready to take action.
That's fair.
Otherwise, they're not. And so, like, those people that operate there in that place, I don't have anything to tell them. I think you're allowed to choose to live your life the exact same way I am choose to live mine. I choose to live mine according to this. I think it's an interesting choice, but if I'm allowed to have this freedom and I don't care about your judgment, I give you the same leeway. I don't care. If you would like to change, I have some strategies that can make it happen. But I tell clients in my first call, I'll never fucking care about your dreams more than you. If I do, they're not your dreams anymore. Like, I don't want to I'm not interested in convincing people to give a shit about themselves. I want to help people who do figure it out. We both know how many people we've talked to and worked with and tried to inspire change in. Numerous people, family members, anyone else, that when you come on this journey and things start changing and things start going well. I got no fucking evidence, man, that no matter how much I care and what information I share, that I can change anyone who doesn't want to change. But if someone decides they want to change, the capacity of change is almost infinite. Someone can go from drug addict to millionaire and back. It's
just gonna say,
fucking
it's like
incredible.
Just like the addict.
Yep.
Till they want to change.
But if that person doesn't choose it, I can't help. And so that person's already being told all the things they shouldn't be doing. I'd rather just be an example of someone enjoying their life. So that's what I focus on, is I try to be the change I would like to see. Instead of talking about it, I try to enjoy my life and be happy.
Fucking A, man. Well said.
Sounds familiar, huh, Mike?
Yeah.